And welcome back. We are now joined by our political commentators from both sides of the aisle.
And former Santa Barbara City Council member Dale Francisco with the conservative perspective.
And former State Senator Hannah-Beth Jackson with the Democratic perspective. You just heard Nicholas Chu, president of the UCLA chapter of the Bridge USA. We'll start with you, Hannah-Beth. How important is political discussion on a college campus? How important is that?
Well, I think it's very important. We really need to sit down and we've got to try to find those things that unite us rather than the things that divide us. I remember back, I guess it was 2004, when Barack Obama gave his famous speech when he said, "We aren't the red states, we aren't the blue states, we are the United States." We have gone so far away from that right now that dialogue isn't possible. It has to be possible in a democracy. For it to survive and to flourish, we have to respectfully disagree. We have to be able to trust one another. We have to be able to have that dialogue. We have to respect each other as human beings and find that common ground. Without that, we're going to see more and more of this violence. If we have a president who keeps talking about his enemies, who keeps talking about retribution and vindicating himself, that is not going to get us to the place where we are all recognizing we do have more in common than we have differences.
Okay, sowing the seeds of political division through dialogue on a college campus.
I think one of the things, for me, one of the things that Nicholas said that really stood out, growing up, his generation, growing up with cell phones, they're immersed in the internet. And one of the things about the internet is they value clicks. That's how they make money. And the way you make money in the internet is by having extreme positions. So that's what so many people who are immersed in the internet are exposed to. When, from my experience, I'm sure Hannah-Beth, your experience growing up, elementary school, middle school, we were taught about discussion. We were taught about the rules of debate. What's a fair debate, what's an unfair debate. We grew up knowing that. And it sounds to me as if Bridge USA is trying to recreate some of that learning, some of those skills in college students, which I think is great.
And you
no
believe
argument.
That's a successful path? You see this spreading through other college campuses, yes
Well,
or no?
it's an education that's absolutely necessary. I think, unfortunately, Bridge is just a small volunteer organization, but I like the idea of their peer group mentoring. I think that's the way to go.
Okay.
What do you think? Do you think groups like this can actually bridge that divide?
Well, certainly they've got to expand to more colleges. They also have to expand to our high schools. We find that, unfortunately, a lot of this violence is perpetrated by people who don't have that college education. We need to teach each other respect. We need to teach each other about kindness. And it has to start at the top, because that's where people get their marching orders, if you will. And it's important, the old expression, the fish rots from the top. We've got to set a better set of examples. This is a program that can do it. We need to expand that way beyond it.
All right, Hannah-Beth Jackson, Dale Francisco, thank you both for being here again
Thanks
tonight.
for coming back.
We'll
It's a
see
pleasure.
You,
As
see you in the
always.
coming days. Okay.
You bet.
Thank you.
Thank you.